Chest wall deformities, pectus excavatum and pectus carinatum. Pectus excavatum or sunken chest and pectus carinatum or pigeon chest are common congenital chest wall deformities, differing by the direction of the breastbone. Excavatum sinks inward, while carinatum protrudes outward. So let us see each of them separately. Let's see pectus excavatum first. Pectus excavatum or midline narrowing of the thoracic cavity is usually an isolated skeletal abnormality. The cause is unknown, but pectus excavatum can occur in isolation or it might be associated with a connective tissue disorder such as Marfan or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It might be acquired secondary to chronic lung disease, neuromuscular disease, or trauma. Pectus excavatum occurs in 1 in 400 births with 9 to 1 male predominance, and it accounts for greater than 90% of congenital chest wall abnormalities. There is a positive family history in 1/3 of cases. The deformity is present at or shortly after birth in 1/3 of cases, but it's usually not associated with any symptom at that time. In time, fatigue, chest pain, recurrent respiratory infection, palpitation, wheezing, stridor, and the cough might be present. Decreased exercise tolerance is one of the most common symptoms. Because of the cosmetic nature of this deformity, children might experience significant psychological stress. Physical examination may reveal sternal depression, protracted shoulders, kyphoscoliosis, dorsal lordosis, inferior rib flares, rib cage rigidity, and forward gait tilt, and also scapular winging and the loss of vertebral contours. Patients exhibit paroxysmal sternal motion and a shift of point of maximal impulse to the left. Innocent systolic murmurs may also be heard. Pectus excavatum affects lung function in different ways. The first is reduced lung capacity. The inward curve of the chest in pectus excavatum can restrict the expansion of the rib cage, limiting the amount of air the lungs can hold. In addition, there is difficulty breathing. The restricted lung capacity can lead to shortness of breath, especially during physical activity. In addition, exercise tolerance is reduced. The reduced lung capacity can cause fatigue and make it difficult for children to participate in sport or other activities. In some cases, pectus excavatum might be associated with airway obstruction. In addition, pectus excavatum affects heart function in different ways. First, the inward compression, heart compression. The inward curve of the chest can put pressure on the heart, potentially affecting how well it can fill with blood. Compression of the heart can lead to regular heartbeats or other cardiac issues, which can cause arrhythmia. In some cases, the proximity of sternum and the pulmonary artery can cause heart murmur. The pressure on the heart can also reduce the amount of blood the heart pumps out, leading to fatigue and the shortness of breath. Treatment is based on the severity of the deformity and the extent of physiologic compromise as defined by physical examination and the physiologic assessment of cardiopulmonary function. Therapeutic options include careful observation, use of physical therapy to address musculoskeletal compromise, and corrective surgery. Yes, cosmetic surgery and non-invasive thoracoscope techniques. The second is pectus carinatum. Pectus carinatum is a sternal deformity accounting for 5 to 50% of congenital chest wall anomalies. Anterior displacement of the mid and the lower sternum and the adjacent costal cartilage are the most common types. They are most commonly associated with protrusion of the upper sternum. Depression of the lower sternum occur in only 50% of patients. Asymmetry of sternum is common and the localized depression of the lower anterolateral chest is also observed. Males are affected 4 times more than females. There is a high familial occurrence and a common association of mild to moderate scoliosis. Mitral valve disease and the coarctation of aorta are associated with this anomaly. Three types of anatomic deformity occur: upper, lower, and lateral pectus carinatum, with corresponding physiologic change and the treatment algorithm. In early childhood, symptoms appear minimal. School-age children and adolescents commonly complain of dyspnea with mild exertion, decreased endurance with exercise, and exercise-induced wheezing. The incidence of increased respiratory infection and the use of asthma medication is higher than in non-affected individuals. On physical examination, a marked increase in the anteroposterior chest diameter is seen, with resultant reduction in chest excursion and expansion. Spirometry has demonstrated both restrictive and obstructive pattern, although majority of individuals have normal values. Increase in residual volume are often present and result in tachypnea and diaphragmatic respiration. Exercise testing show variable results. Chest radiograph show an increased AP diameter of the chest wall, emphysematous appearing lungs, and a narrowing cardiac shadow. The pectus severity scores is reduced. Pectus carinatum or pig and chest can impact lung and heart function, though not as severely as pectus excavatum or funnel chest. The bowed-out chest can restrict lung capacity, leading to shortness of breath and decreased exercise tolerance. While the heart position is generally unaffected in pectus carinatum, there is an increased risk of mitral valve prolapse and some report a mild decrease in cardiac function. The protruded sternum can limit expansion of the chest, making it difficult to fully inhale and exhale, potentially leading to shortness of breath. For symptomatic patients with pectus carinatum, minimal invasive surgical correction procedures may result in improvement of the clinical symptoms. Many prefer to use bracing techniques as a first-line treatment before surgical correction.